I'm Kat Iniba, and thank you so much for watching Halo Halo, your one-stop for all things entertainment and lifestyle for our Asian and APA community. The 58th Annual Grammy Awards takes place Monday, February 15th. Here to break it all down for us is Rex Sampaga. Welcome back, Rex.
Thank you, Kat, for having me as always.
Thank you for being here and explaining the crazy Grammy Award nominations. I hear that there's a couple of surprises, right?
Well, you know, the Grammy Awards are always a surprise. There have been, you know, there are artists that have been shunned out, but then they're always exciting for new artists to come in and really represent their music this year. This year, for the 58th annual, they moved the ceremony. Usually it's on a Sunday night.
Right.
If you notice, it's on Monday night.
Right.
That's because the Academy, well, there have been many reasons, but basically the main reason was they didn't want to go up against Valentine's Day.
Oh my God.
Which is that Sunday the 14th.
That's why, February 15th,
yes.
I see. So Valentine's Day trumps the Grammys?
I guess so, yeah. And it's fortunate because of the industry too, because it is the holiday weekend.
Right.
So they decided to move the show up the next day. So.
Yeah. So leading the nominations, I hear, is Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick Lamar just leading everybody this year with 11 nominations. Local LA native rapper, but he infuses a lot of musical elements in there like jazz and hip hop and pop, and his release just kicked everyone's butt this year, leading the way with 11 nominees. Our favorite singer-songwriter Taylor Swift, it's coming in at 7 nominations, and we'll go over the rest of the nominees.
So you're gonna break down the top 4 nominees.
Yeah, this is considered the big 4, the big 4 categories of the Grammys, which is Album of the Year, Record of the Year, Song of the Year, and Best New Artist. The difference between Record of the Year and Song of the Year.
I always ask you this because I always forget too.
People get totally confused on that. Song of the Year is awarded to the songwriters.
Okay.
The Record of the Year is awarded to the producers and to the artist of that song.
So let's start with Album of the Year.
Album of the Year. This was a lot of surprises. Some artists got shunned out of this category, but I'm really excited about it. Leading the category is this alternative R&B act called Alabama Shakes. Just came onto the scene and just completely blew everybody away. Brittany Howard, who leads the group, she's like one of the very few female who leads a rock R&B type of group, and their new album called Sound and Color just blew everybody away and everything. And I'm really surprised they got nominated this year. It's going to come in under the radar, but hopefully they'll be able to get their support behind them.
Right. And then earlier we were talking about Kendrick Lamar. I see he's nominated for Album of the Year.
Yeah, Album of the Year. His new release called To Pimp a Butterfly. Again, if you listen to the whole album from top to bottom, it includes hip hop and rap, but he also includes some LA jazz musicians on this release. He has jazz musician Kamase Washington, who is a great saxophone player, leading the way in modern jazz this time around. So he mixes those elements and influences into his new album and everything.
And then somebody that I haven't really heard of, Chris Stapleton.
Again, this is one of those other surprises that the Academy gave a nominee to, Chris Stapleton, with his release called Traveler. Country artist. I had not heard of him either as well, but I'm doing my research on him as I get my votes ready to go and everything like that. But I'm sure his album Traveler is just well deserved to be nominated in this category.
And then Taylor Swift with 1989.
Taylor Swift, yeah. When Taylor Swift, her 1989 release, again, she leads the whole artist field with 7 nominations, and again, her release. This was, if you look at Taylor Swift interviews, this was her kind of like her foray into the pop world, because she wanted to get away from country. She wanted then to make a purely pop album, and so she turned to Max Martin, who produced a lot of Britney Spears and a lot of the artists back then, and so she turned to him, and he produced like 9 or 10 songs out of this 1989 album.
Exactly. And then switching, oh, did I miss The Weeknd?
Oh my gosh, yes, The Weeknd. Again, another surprise into this category, because The Weeknd, how do you categorize these guys? It's kind of like, are they EDM, are they R&B, are they pop? But they had the Summer Song of the Year with Can't Feel My Face, and so the Academy decided to award them with their best new album, nominee for the album called Beauty Behind the Madness.
Then we have Record of the Year. I see Taylor Swift and The Weeknd is on there, but some new guys.
Some new guys. A surprise nominee in this category was a retro R&B artist named D'Angelo. He had a hit back in the 90s. From the 90s, he had his big hit called Brown Sugar, and he came back with a new album that was released early this year, D'Angelo and the Black Vanguard, and they decided to give the song Really Love for Record of the Year and everything. And he's leading the pack. You know, D'Angelo is one of those artists that's leading the pack with retro R&B, neo soul, retro R&B artists that are making a comeback right now and stuff. And I'm really surprised he got nominated in this category. But yes, again, another song that just hit it big, Uptown Funk. Mark Ronson featuring Bruno Mars. This is on Mark Ronson's CD called Uptown Special. This was the, you know, I guess the single now before Bruno is creating his new album and everything. And so he asked Bruno to come in and he just tore it up on the song. And the last nominee is Ed Sheeran, called Thinking Out Loud. He wrote this for his girlfriend at the time. Yeah, he was really inspired by listening to a lot of 60s R&B and pop, R&B and soul music. And so that's why if you feel that soul in the song.
I love that song.
It's become, again, I have a feeling the song Thinking Out Loud is going to become the soundtrack of weddings in 2016.
Yeah, I think so, definitely.
Not that it is already, but it's still going to continue up until next year.
Speaking of which, now how about Song of the Year?
Okay, yeah, so Song of the Year. This is the Grammy that's nominated, that gets awarded to the songwriter. Okay, we got Kendrick Lamar again for his song All Right. Taylor Swift again with Blank Space. Again, another surprise nominee, country group, Little Big Town.
I love this song.
Little Big Town called Girl Crush. Now, there was a little bit of a controversy when this got released. When it hit country radio at the beginning of its release and everything, country radio thought it was about lyrics about a lesbian love song, but it really is not.
No, it's not.
It became this controversy that just like, I don't know where it came from. It's like the bad telephone game. But after that whole controversy passed over, it went to #1 for 13 weeks.
So maybe that helped.
In country, it totally helped, and I think that's part of the reason why it got nominated for Song of the Year and everything. And if you also notice, one of the songwriters in here is like longtime country artist Lori McKenna, who they asked to come in and help co-write the song, and so this got some firepower behind it actually. The other songs, Thinking Out Loud again with Ed Sheeran, and then another song that I found very surprising, but I actually think it's a great tribute, is the song with Wiz Khalifa and Charlie Puth called See You Again, which was in the movie Fast and Furious 7. And this is their tribute to actor Paul Walker, who passed away last year while they were shooting Fast and Furious 7 and stuff. So I have a strange feeling this might win. Strange feeling about that, but it's such a great song.
It is.
Again, it mixes that pop and hip hop world with Charlie Puth with his great singing, and also with Khalifa adding his rap lyrics on top of that. So.
Now, last we have Best New Artist, and we were talking earlier. There's a couple of surprises for you too, right?
Couple surprises in here. Actually, there were 3 surprises in here. Courtney Barnett came in really under the radar. I had never heard of her as well, but she is an indie singer-songwriter from Australia, and she actually owns her own record label called Milk Records. And totally, she came in under the radar out of everyone's telepath and stuff. So I'm glad that she got nominated for Best New Artist. I hope they ask her to perform, just so that she can get a bigger exposure to the audience here in the U.S. and everything. Another 2 artists that surprised me was James Bay. He's a UK singer-songwriter. If you can, not so much in the vein of a Sam Smith, he's more of a pop rocker kind of guy. And then again, another country artist we were talking about, Sam Hunt.
Yeah, I like Sam Hunt. I do have his album. I like him.
Sam Hunt. Quick facts about him. He's a former college quarterback. And in his album Monte Vaio, it's also nominated for Best New Country Album for the Grammys this year. And so again, I hope they ask him to perform so that he can get more exposure to his album and stuff. And then the other two who I'm really excited about is Meghan Trainor. She's had a big year this year. She has. Had a big year with her album and with her single right now with John Legend. That's just going up the pop charts right now. And someone who I'm really excited about is Tori Kelly.
I remember her when she was posting videos on YouTube with AJ Raphael.
Oh my gosh, she started out as a YouTube artist and everything, and then she just, as they say in the business, she was grinding and hustling out there, and she just really hit it big. Her live performances really got the industry people really rooting for her and stuff. I remember one performance, I'm trying to think if it was the MTV Awards or one of those award shows. She was performing, and the story I heard was there was a section in the back full of artists and music industry people. After she performed, they all gave her a standing ovation.
Wow.
So if you get a standing ovation from your fellow peers, hers, you know you're doing something right. And
Exactly.
like that.
Good for her. I'm so happy
great for
for
Tori.
her.
Yeah, great
yes.
for Tori.
Thank you so much, Rex. Always a
Kat.
pleasure for breaking it down for us.
Thank you, Kat. Thank you.
Time for a quick break, but don't go anywhere because we have more entertainment and lifestyle news after the break.